This update brought to you by American Implement, indebted to the past, committed to the future. In a moment, food bloggers come to a Kansas wheat field.
Wolfter Construction and Irrigation has been around a long time, and a lot of folks have trusted them to design, build, and service all sizes of commercial and on-farm storage for grain and equipment. Wolfter is also known for their outstanding irrigation division, where they stock a complete selection of nozzles, regulators, drops, gear drives, electrical, and structure components. Looking for an electric motor? Wolfter has a large selection in single and three-phase. Next time, reach out to the pros who have decades of experience at taking care of business the right way. Wolfter Construction and Irrigation. When you've had a best friend for over 50 years, you develop a trust. And the Scott Co-op has been a trusted rural friend since 1957. A co-op keeps money in the area, doing business for and with their members. And that helps keep their hometown thriving with keeping money in the community. Scott Co-op is not just an elevator. It's the rural way of doing business. So, when you see an elevator, remember your friends at Scott Co-op. Conestoga Energy is committed to investing in technology in their communities through Inogen Corn, the exclusive hybrid corn specifically bred for use in the production of ethanol fuel. The Inogen Corn reduces energy usage in the plant, pays a 40% premium back to the farmer, and keeps $3 million in the United States rather than going to foreign countries. It's good for American farmers, businesses, and consumers. Conestoga Energy, fueling the new frontier.
Day and night, till the job is done, Teeter is the one that works for you. Fields of green, reaching toward the sun, Teeter is the one that works for you. Teeter is the one, Teeter is the one that works for you. Teeter Irrigation, your source for water management.
We're out in the field in western Kansas with other food bloggers. This is the first time you've been in a wheat field?
It actually is. I did grow up in Hutchinson, Kansas, but I truly have never been in a wheat field until today.
So what are some of your takeaways? What's your experience like?
It's just amazing to see what a big operation this is. I'm actually a baking blogger, so I use flour every day, but I've actually never really seen the whole process of where the grain comes from and how they harvest it. So it's a big operation.
So did you get a good explanation of how it starts from the fall into now, and then being able to look at kind of the first process to where you would get it as flour?
Right, yeah. So we've learned that Kansas mostly harvests red winter wheat, which is what they use mostly to make all-purpose flour. So yeah, the process starts early in September, and then it's a long process to get to today where they're actually harvesting it. So it's really interesting.
So you were able to get out in the field, and really, did you get a chance to walk out in there and really get a good feel of what a wheat field's like?
Yes, we actually got to walk out in the fields, and they actually let us get up on the combine and harvest a row of wheat ourselves. So it was really amazing to see all of that happening.
So with this experience today, how will you blog about it? I assume you're doing it even right now, but how do you think this experience will help you as we move forward?
Yeah, so I actually talk a lot about baking science and baking techniques, so I think my readers will be really interested to hear even more in depth about the whole process of wheat, from the grain in the fields to the flour that we bake with. So I'm going to share all of that with them when I get back.
So do you think this is a good way to learn more? Would you be interested in other commodities as well?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think being here and seeing the whole process is a great way to learn. It's very different than just seeing pictures or hearing stories. So yeah, being here has been really amazing.
Would you like to see something done about high gas prices and low unemployment? Western Place Energy in Campus, Kansas is doing something about it. They're a proud part of Growth Energy, America's ethanol supporters, and they employ 38 people and will be adding more following the expansion. Ethanol fuel not only reduces the cost of regular gasoline, it's good for the environment and keeps money right here in the United States while supporting local rural jobs. Western Plains Energy, doing something for the future.
cost of everything has gone up dramatically over the last 75 years. With one exception: keeping electricity affordable.
Wheatland Electric, delivering energy for life, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Marsha Boswell now with Kansas Wheat. Marsha, you have hosted wheat bloggers in south central Kansas. How do you think it went?
I think they really enjoyed getting the opportunity to ride along on the combine, learn more about the process from when wheat is planted clear through to today when we're harvesting it. A lot of these bloggers write about, they're all writing about food, but a lot of them use wheat in a number of different products, from cakes and cookies all the way through to bread. And so they've never had the opportunity to get out to the farm, see how wheat is grown, and they've just been asking some really great questions. So I'm excited to see, what they post about after the tour.
Now, were there some local or some state bloggers, or these come from all over the country?
These bloggers are from all over the country. We have one from Orlando, we have Pennsylvania, Chicago, Utah, Phoenix. I can't name them all, but from all over the United States. And we've invited them to come here and just learn more about wheat. We're actually going to a flour mill as well, so they're going to get to see where they've already seen the wheat growing in the field and seen the seeds coming out of it at harvest. Now they're going to be able to see those being ground into the flour that they use.
Whose idea was it to invite bloggers to come to Kansas?
Well, here at Kansas Wheat, we kind of came up with the idea of a way to share our story from farm to table, and to be able to do that through influencers who have a great following on social media. And then we talked to Red Star Yeast about it, and they were really gracious to jump on board and help us identify some of the bloggers that they work with and help us bring some of them in. So we actually have 9 bloggers that are here in the field, and they're going to do a baking session tomorrow with a cookbook author in the test kitchen at the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center. So it really is going to be all the way from field to table.
So really it's a way they can get their hands on, and maybe as they blog they'll have that personal experience.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, just not only for them to learn about it, but for them to share that story with their readers on their blogs and on their social media pages, just so more people can learn about how wheat is grown on the farm and how it goes into the foods that we eat.
S&S Trailer Sales, with 2 locations in Ness City, Kansas, is where everybody goes to buy or rent trailers. They feature the all-new, all-aluminum Mauer grain trailer with all of the electric options, the easy-to-load detached trailers, and a huge stock of header trailers. At the west location, you'll find bumper pulls, goosenecks, and oilfield specialty trailers, along with flat and utility beds for pickups. S&S Trailer Sales in Ness City and on the web, but remember, you do have to spell out the and. From field to fuel pump, Conestoga means homegrown success. Ethanol fuel reduces dependence on foreign sources of oil while keeping millions of dollars in rural American communities. That keeps jobs and businesses in the United States, where they can benefit our schools, infrastructure, and families. Conestoga is more than a local business. Conestoga is a community partner.